Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chatter Squadron, your weekly dose of Star Wars fun and positivity. My name is Tyler Bucks.
And my name is Logan Honsaker. What is up?
I don't know why I'm pulling a race right now, but it feels like we're very official now that we're back here. Isn't that
back
right,
here
Logan?
in the studio.
Don't cut me off, Logan.
That's not what people do.
They do not cut each other off in contracts. Did you not read your contract? We read a lot of news today. We did read. We've been reading it over the week, and we have a lot of really cool stuff to talk about. If you see it there on screen, we have the Obi-Wan show filming, or it might not. Also, Daisy Ridley, her life after Rey, and also some more Andor news.
Some fun little Andor news.
Or that kind of news.
He said you weren't going to say it.
Said I wasn't going to say it.
He said he wasn't going to say it.
And I about that awful joke. But Logan.
Oh, we've made worse jokes.
Talk about the giveaway that we have going on.
Oh, we have our usual giveaway. We got this nice art behind us. Check it out. It's art. Look at it. It's called Take the Bait by Phase Runner. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Given to us by Acme Archives Direct. If you want to check out any Lucasfilm licensed art, go check them out. They're beautiful.
Beautiful people, and it's beautiful art as well.
They're beautiful people, beautiful art.
Is it Lucasfilm certified and everything, Logan?
Oh, what's that? I think, yes, it is. And we have this nice little certificate of authenticity. I'll try to get it as close as possible
without messing up with any of our equipment here.
Mic. Yeah, it is. It is certified, to answer your question.
Thank you. I mean, that was kind of a softball question to you, but I think you knocked it out of the park. Something you already
our
knew.
whole show. Our whole show is filled with softball questions, so we can look smart for you.
That's what we work the hardest at, is throwing each other some underhanded. Anyway,
comment on our video.
Comment on our videos in order to win that art week. And speaking of winning art,
we have proof.
We have proof from, what was it, November, correct?
Yeah, November.
Kevin Toft with his art from Acme Archives Direct. I forget what the name of that piece was.
You're really putting. I remember because we made so many jokes. Take the bait. This
was this by Dulu?
Dulu was the artist.
Right. But basically, he commented on our video. He won the art, and that is with his art from Acme Archives Direct. And we wanted to give a shout out to somebody else who won some art. Congratulations to Aunt Vasily, who won our art from December. Was Vader at Hoth. So that is heading to her already. I was putting that our contact at Acme Archives Direct recently. So if you want to be as excited as Kevin Todd, right back up on there.
Which makes me happy to see.
Yeah.
His art. Look at that.
Look, and he is. Okay, I'll stop doing that. But if you want to be as Kevin Toft is, then you comment on all of our videos this month, and that enters you in randomly selected.
You win. You win. Yeah, you can win.
You can win, and we can win. And Logan, we'll talk about our Patreon and how people can support us.
Yeah, first I think we should thank our patrons, our Commodores.
Mm-hmm.
Start if you want stuff.
Thank you to Commodore Keen,
Commodore Morrow Keen,
and Commodore Rayside.
Yeah, and if you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/Squadron. I almost always say chattersquadron.com, and that's not right.
That's not right.
If you go there, you won't find anything.
We're going to actually stop for 1 second here because we need to. Apparently, the stream is going out and it's a little blurry to some people.
Okay.
It's a little blurry to some different platforms. So I am going to try and reset stuff. While that goes, hopefully, you guys can just take a look at this.
Anniversary for Star Wars Bounty Hunter. We could do that for the next episode. No, like the video game, The Bounty Hunter. I think it came out in 2002. No, like you know that there's more bounty hunters than just the Mandalorian.
Okay, so hopefully that made everything much better. I mean, the Mandalorian theme makes everything better. So hopefully that was the cure that we were looking for.
It's always fun having technical difficulties on a live show.
On a live show, once again, it's just we throw each other softball questions, but then the world throws us hardball issues.
We try to make ourselves look smart with easy questions, and then technology makes us look real dumb.
Yes,
real quick,
real dumb. I'm going to try one more thing here and play around with our mic and our camera. So you're going to go down, and then you're going to come back up.
Hey-o.
Hey, and then we're going to do a little thing with the audio here.
We're going to be silent, and then we're going to come back on, or we're going to be there the whole time.
And then here we are, I think. Okay.
Who knows if any of that worked?
Comment in to let us know if any of that worked. Like that, we are rolling with what we can do here, ladies and gentlemen. We feel like we're flying the Millennium Falcon right now.
I wish.
So yeah, let's just say once again, thank you to all of our patrons, everybody from $1, $5 to $10. We really appreciate you guys, and we appreciate everybody sticking around for the little tech snafu that we just went through.
I knew you were going to use the word snafu.
I love snafu, and to show that everything's better, we got Rick Villanueva saying it's much better. We got Deadeye saying way clearer, and we also got Trevor saying it worked. It worked, Logan.
It worked.
It finally worked. We hug and just knock over all our stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I'm always gonna ruin the mic.
But I want you guys to be able to see this and hear this correctly, because it's actually really cool what we were able to do to dive into this big rumor going around that is the Kenobo, and I ruin it with my lack of human speech again. With the Kenobi series filming, or is it just a rumor? So I did a deep dive into this whole thing because I kept seeing people post all around that, hey, the Kenobi series is happening.
Right.
Confirmed. Now. It's filming right now. So I did some digging, and one of the biggest things that I found first was that Daily Mail made an article saying, and this is a great snappy title for this, Star Wars spin-off series Obi-Wan Kenobi begins filming on huge Buckinghamshire set after Disney riled up locals by building the fake town in an abandoned quarry. That's the headline.
Some companies still know how business is done.
It's a Michael Scott thing for sure. Here's your headline for you.
Oh.
So that's what they said. That's the big thing that I found by just basically Googling Kenobi series filming. And this is what Daily Mail said. Filming has started on the new Star Wars spin-off series Obi-Wan Kenobi. Disney has set up a huge set in Little Marlow, Buckinghamshire to film the upcoming Star Wars spin-off TV series about Obi-Wan Kenobi. The series will see Ewan McGregor reprise his role as the Jedi Knight. Drone images taken above the set shows a huge set featuring dozens of small sandy buildings forming a town at a former quarry. So I'm going to actually show you guys what one of these drone shots looks like. So that's what it looks like from above. And it looks like a Star Wars set, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, yes, 100%.
And it kind of looks like Tatooine in a way, which is where Kenobi would be at. All kind of agreed that was set, and the only issue with that is from NME. Ewan McGregor confirms Star Wars Kenobi series will start shooting spring. Logan, when I was in the camera and it happened, was that like? Is it spring now? It felt like when you're in front of everybody, it feels like months. The point.
Is it spring?
Spring? I don't think it's spring, but let's see what he had to say. McGregor confirmed to Star Wizard on February that filming is slated for this spring in LA. Buckingham, LA, right?
Right.
That's where that is. We start making it in spring, and we're going to be shooting in LA, and it's so funny. Every week there's a report McGregor told over video call for hashtag Make Humanity Great Marathon fundraiser. By the way, I did stumble in his. That wasn't me stumbling in enough today. I just need to those ones and not this one.
That was a direct.
Okay.
We got to get it out there.
That was a coach. Okay. By saying my dad was sending me saying, I thought you were shooting play because there's another tabloid expose that we're shooting it in some bizarre town somewhere. Heard it first, Buckinghamshire. You're a bizarre town.
From Ewan McGregor's.
Then we're meant to be in it in Boston, and then we're meant to be it. No, it wasn't Boston. It was Boston, England. But we're not. We're shooting it in quotes comicbook.com. So if that was hard, either McGregor was like that or comicbook.com was trying to type it as he was saying it, like me not.
Yeah, it's actually. Oh God, they're laughing.
Right. So just so that's the thing. This set, I'm gonna show it one more time, is in Buckinghamshire. We can only guess unless they got these footage from somewhere else, and it looks like a set. So then what's going on here?
What is filming?
We know that it's not the Kenobi series because we can jump back to the Daily Mail article and they continue to talk about it as it is the Kenobi series.
Right.
But they talk about going deeply into the people who live in Buckinghamshire and what they're talking about when it comes to this particular set. Furious villagers slammed Star Wars bosses after the massive film set for the new spin-off series arrived at the abandoned quarry and could stay there for 3 years. Ooh. That is actually a pretty long time.
Yeah.
One source told The Sun, which is kind of a tabloid publication in England, this is a massive production and a hugely lucrative franchise, but obviously not everyone locally is pleased to see Disney moving in. It might generate some jobs, but this is a pretty rural area, which has always been quiet and peaceful. The thought of turning it into some kind of intergalactic war zone to make TV shows is horrifying. The set is
that's an awesome quote.
That could have been their headline. Right. Just that. Turning our town, into some sort of intergalactic war zone to make TV shows is horrifying. And I would click through in that. I don't even care about it being Star Wars.
Right.
The set is massive with great big buildings on it alongside loads of heavy duty machinery coming and going. I realized I should have been doing this in a poor British accent the whole time. I'll do the last part. The thought of it turning into some sort of No, I already said that.
Like boba. It's like New Zealand.
Boba. It's just totally out of keeping with the countryside vibe here, and people here are up in arms about it. My dad got his head cut off over it.
That was part of the quote.
It was part of the quote,
enough.
Strangely. We're going to get to, speaking of quotes, what you guys are saying in a second, if you're excited to see Ewan McGregor return as Obi-Wan. So comment that you can win the art by doing that, but also we'll bring your name up on the screen and talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi returning for this. But that's the thing. We just talked about it as this isn't the Kenobi series being filmed. Right. It's being filmed in the spring.
Right. Confirmed.
This is happening in Buckinghamshire. It's a Star Wars set. There's proof that they've talked. These villagers have been talking to Disney and Star Wars about the fact the set, this horrifying intergalactic war zone. But the big question is, what is this set for then, if it's not for any of those things? Well, I'm moving over to dorksideoftheforce.com for set photos revealed for upcoming Andor streaming series. Dorksideoftheforce.com said on Monday, photos were shared on the Disney blog, The Disney Insider, with a good aerial look at a few sets for the upcoming Andor series. The photos were reportedly taken by the UK-based tabloid The Sun, which also claimed that filming schedules had disrupted the villagers living close to where the set was being built. We cracked the case, Logan.
We solved it.
So to put it into full, clear words, Kenobi is filming in spring. This set that's being built in England is being built for the Andor series. And we can all take a collective sigh of relief knowing here in the States that Ewan McGregor is that much closer to us physically.
You know who can't take a breath a sigh of relief, rather, is the people who live there still, because they're still like, it doesn't matter what's being filmed there, they're still very unhappy, it seems.
What if when they get told that this is for the Andor series instead, that they're actually
fine.
really cool with it?
It was just all against Ewan.
Ewan, yeah, exactly.
Obi-Wan.
Isn't Ewan Scottish? I swear he's not English. That's another thing you guys can put into the chat if you know where Ewan McGregor is from.
Scottish or Irish, but I think you're right with Scottish.
It's always good to kind of go. Okay, so my main point with this is Ewan McGregor kind of has tenure when it comes to Star Wars.
Right.
I would not see anyone else really being able to go onto a live stream and say, yeah, this is when we're filming. Right. And this is where we're filming.
Right.
Because already you have to think like TMZ and a bunch of other places are going to be ready in the spring around LA to try and find them shooting these things to get set photos.
Right. And now they know that that's exactly.
And he can just kind of say it because he's Obi-Wan. He's Ewan McGregor.
We're filming in LA.
Yeah, we're filming in LA.
I wonder what like the craziest theory or story when you're working on a project as large as the Kenobi series or anything Disney, truly.
Mm-hmm.
What like that his father is like, I thought you were filming in LA, they're saying you're filming over here in England, which I'm sure is not as crazy. You know what I mean? What is the craziest story that comes up?
Well, there was a lot of stuff that they've been doing for the sequel films. One of which was how all the scripts were read.
Right.
So that you couldn't take pictures of them. And when I say red, I meant RED, like the color.
Right.
That they were like a specific color and everything. People who would go around the set, they would have to wear big like cloaks, basically, like full body cloaks. So you couldn't see their costumes, who the actors were, all this stuff. And I think even John Boyega talked about how he once had a hard time getting into set because of how enforced the rules were on who could get in. Also, John Boyega getting profiled, that kind of sucks. Right. It's just lets in all these extras and everything. Like, whoa, buddy.
You got to stay. It's like, what?
Why? I'm obviously in the, sure.
Okay.
Let me see your red script.
Nice costume. Get him out of here.
Hey, listen, I don't see color, but let me see your red script.
It's like, please, we need it.
We need it. But to answer the own question we put out there, are you excited to see the Obi-Wan or Ewan return as Obi-Wan? I'm going to throw that to you first.
Okay. Yes, obviously. I just want to start off by saying, yes, I am excited. I don't think I'm most excited for the Kenobi series. I know that's probably like the worst thing I could ever say.
Even with Hayden returning?
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. I don't know. I just... maybe it's just recently, but I'm just... Well, I guess that still fits in that timeline. Yes, I will say, obviously I'm excited for it. I am excited for it. Hayden coming back is cool.
Well, here, can I just say, for me and all the viewers watching, we're really happy to be a part of you processing this question live on air. But when I was 10 years old, I was taken to the store. But, actually, I was thinking yesterday. While you think, I'll go. Yes, I'm excited to see Ewan McGregor return.
I said I was.
He is a gorgeous, yes. But see how it took me like 2 seconds to say it? I'm excited. He is a staple when it comes to Star Wars right now. I loved growing up and enjoying the prequels for what they were technically and all those types of things more as I grew up, and seeing the work that they did into making Ewan look more and more like a young Obi-Wan Kenobi. It still kind of blows me away when they show that picture of Ewan's face structure
and they put it next to
Alec Guinness's face structure, and it's like the same.
Yeah,
it still kind of blows me away. So he's like the perfect person to play a young Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's kind of a hard thing to do.
Right.
And honestly, I mean, especially because Obi-Wan died in A New Hope, and he was just a Force ghost for the rest of them.
Right.
A lot of people really see Ewan as Obi-Wan Kenobi. That is who Obi-Wan is to them.
Right.
So I'm really excited, not just for me to see him back, but I'm excited for other people to see their Obi-Wan Kenobi return.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Was that enough time for you to process your thoughts?
They're processed. I don't know. I don't know why. I am excited, but I don't think I'm most excited for it. I am a little more excited, and here's some speculation coming. Heard it here first, but I am. I don't know. I'm more excited to see. I've been very obsessed with the whole Rebels storyline.
Yeah,
I want that tie-in.
Well, you just watched all of it.
Yes, and so maybe I'm just riding that kick right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, obviously, yes, Ewan McGregor coming back for Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's amazing. That's amazing. I will never say it's not. Hayden Christensen reprising Anakin. Totally amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be sweet. Maybe that's why I am excited for it, but I don't have a whole, I guess I do have a lot to say about it, but it's like, I don't expect it to be anything less than fantastic. I really don't.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I think it's going to be great. I think there's going to be surprises. I think there's going to be stuff that we don't even can't speculate about that they're just going to throw in there.
Well, Logan, once again, English language, your enemy, has caught you off guard in being able to. Here's what I think I can gather from what you're saying.
Thank you. Tyler will be translating for me today.
Yes.
And not even just today. Just always.
No. But I agree with you in the sense of when it comes to the spin-off series that they have announced, Kenobi isn't my top most interested. I am in them.
Right.
Ahsoka's up there for me. Andor is up there for me, which is a teaser for what's coming up soon. You're going to tell me and them about Andor. But also that Acolyte show. Yeah. I've talked about it before, but I can't stress it enough. That's just so intriguing to me.
The dark, gritty,
and by the same person who did Russian Doll. It's going to be crazy. Have you watched Russian Doll yet?
No.
No? Okay.
That was my way of saying no.
Then you need to watch Russian Doll. That's a call to you and a call to everyone watching. We're going to go to the chat.
That's my homework.
Rick Villanueva says Ewan owes him money. So Ewan McGregor, if you're watching this, Rick is pretty persuasive, just so you know.
Owes you money.
Trevor said, in Abandoned Quarry, will the Kenobi series feature Power Rangers?
That would be amazing.
Do you remember that in Power Rangers? Basically, every time they fought a giant monster, it was like in a gravel pit because that's all they could get as like a backdrop.
An Abandoned Quarry. I feel like didn't they do like things on playgrounds, or was that just us? is that just our Power Rangers reenacting?
No, I think they did. I mean, there were fights on playgrounds before,
right.
But I don't know if that was the only place they did it.
It was quarries and playgrounds.
Quarries and playgrounds. I just want to say, because hopefully Andrew Hogg, he said, hello from England. Are you near Buckinghamshire? Is it actually called Bucks, like me, Tyler Bucks? Let me know.
Is it abbreviated as Bucks? Also, is it an intergalactic war zone?
Yeah.
Please tell us.
Are you undercover right now?
Send us pictures of the war zone.
I wanted to bring up Rick saying the whole series is going to be a montage of him, Obi-Wan Kenobi, perfecting the crate dragon mating call.
That's awesome.
Wow! Or whatever.
No, that's not right.
He made it.
Makes notes.
Little notes.
Just keeps adjusting it.
So
the finale, we're gonna get it.
So moving on from one Star Wars series to another, apparently the Andor show adds some new directors.
2 more directors.
2?
Yeah, the Andor show is adding 2 new directors. That was a story that I recently just came across, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Just kind of interesting. It's pretty interesting.
What level of excitement do you want from me, Tyler?
I want to. You're at about a here. I need you to bring it like right to about a here.
So me. Just a little more.
Just a little more. Let's hear it.
That's good. It's very exciting.
Whoa! Okay.
Too much.
Okay, go ahead.
We're gonna blow the mic over here. So just a little backstory on the Andor filming. So pre-production apparently had begun again by September ahead of a planned filming start for the next month, which would have been October.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, Tony Gilroy, who's based in New York, chose not to travel to the UK for production on the series due to pandemic, and was therefore unable to direct the series' first episode. Instead, the UK-based Toby Haynes, who is already high on the list of potential directors for the series, was hired to direct the first 3 episodes. Gilroy remains executive producer and showrunner.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Gilroy was originally, developed the title character as co-writer of Rogue One, the Star Wars story. So that's a little bit of backstory that I didn't know about when I was doing a little bit of digging about these new directors, because it seems like they've had to do some last minute shifting around due to COVID precautions, which understandable. I feel like everyone in film, television right now is probably doing a little bit of shuffling around to accommodate for COVID-19. So filming for the series began in London, England at the end of November 2020, with Toby Haynes directing the first 3 episodes of the series and Jonathan Freeman serving as cinematographer. Toby Haynes, if you know, directed the USS Callister episode of Black Mirror.
So you suggested that I watch this, so I suggest to you to watch Russian Doll.
And I have to now because you did it. You did.
And I immediately, after our last meeting, watched the USS Callister episode of the Black Mirror, and oh my gosh, is it top-notch stuff.
Right.
It's so freaking good. And notice how I said freaking there. We like to let people know that our show, Chatter Squadron, is a cleaner show. If you and your kids want to sit down and watch the USS Callister episode, maybe not for everybody, but
watch it. But not with kids.
But if you are into kind of the little bit more gritty and darker side of space, check out the USS Callister episode of Black Mirror. I believe it's the first episode of season 4.
It is
really, really good cast and everything. So it's incredible. And knowing about Toby Haynes being a part of Andor now, I am extremely excited because the direction and the cinematography and everything
you
on
can
that,
see it.
So good.
You can see where it's going to fit in perfect.
And it takes a place in space.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Intergalactic War Zone.
Yes.
Like we love. Which that is Andor, is the Intergalactic War Zone. Not Kenobi. And Freeman, the serving as cinematographer, he has worked on projects such as Game of Thrones, Boardwalk Empire, serving as director of photography.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with Jonathan Freeman, who was in Aladdin, the voice of Jafar.
Oh, I wasn't confused by that, but thank you.
I was when I researched this. He was born in Bay Village, Ohio.
An Ohio boy.
Right. Ooh. But here are the 2 new directors. The first one is Susanna White. She's a British film and television director, and she served as director on many projects, including the show Billions, Boardwalk Empire. She directed Nanny McPhee Returns, which I believe is the second installment.
I hope so. I hope it's not the first one.
Which is a very Star Wars title, Nanny McPhee Returns.
It's a little stretching there, but I get what you're trying to say.
She also directed a movie, this is kind of interesting, Our Kind of Traitor. In 2016, she worked with Ewan McGregor and Stellan Skarsgård. So Ewan McGregor is going to be in Kenobi. Stellan Skarsgård is going to appear in Andor.
Yeah.
So possibly, depending on the episode she's directing, she might work with him again.
Yeah.
I'd rather just see him around. The second new director is Benjamin Caron, English film and television director. He's directed episodes of The Crown, Sherlock, which is a fantastic show. I mean, I'm sure The Crown is as well. I just haven't seen it. Sherlock's amazing.
Not to diss on
right.
The Crown or on, yeah.
He's also done a lot of work in the Branagh Theater. Kenneth Branagh, obviously. Yes. I know who it is. I'm just going to butcher his name.
Yeah.
Live on...
I just laughed because we talked about that last night. You were saying Branagh, and I was like,
isn't that Branagh?
Pretty sure it's Branagh. Chat, let us know if it's not Branagh.
Let us know if it is. It's Branagh.
Light up those comments if it's not Branagh.
Just continuing to say it wrong.
Yeah.
The Branagh Theater live. He's done The Entertainer, Romeo and Juliet, The Winter's Tale.
How many of those have you done in stage?
I was Romeo in Romeo and Juliet.
Yep.
Just recently.
12 years ago?
12 whole years. No, 2 years ago, actually, because it's 21.
Well,
it's actually exactly 2 years ago because it was the spring of 19.
Hey, that's how math
1919. Works. Not 2019.
He's ageless. Yeah.
I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
And I think I did a scene from The Winter's Tale in college, or like a short little vignette.
And isn't The Entertainer just that song that they play at fairs?
I acted that out while they're playing. Yeah,
you're like a marionette.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right. I was gonna do those same movements. What else can you do for that song?
But the question we want to ask you guys now is, what new Star Wars show are you excited for? Logan couldn't figure out what he was the most excited for earlier. I talked about Acolyte. Of course, we do have Andor coming up. I know we've been talking about Rick in the chat. Rick, he's probably very excited to reprise his role as Cassian Andor.
Right.
But hopefully a lot of people are very excited about Andor, Obi-Wan, because they're starting to shoot. Well, they're closest in the process of shooting.
I'm just thinking of my favorite show. You got me still thinking.
But do you not know which one you're the most excited for?
It's probably between Ahsoka or Andor.
Yeah, and
the Acolyte sounds sweet too.
Is Ahsoka partly because of watching through Rebels again?
Yeah. I want to see Ezra Bridger. Okay, you got me. Oh, jeez, what a terrible person.
I don't know need to go that deeply into it. Okay, is that what we'll see? Is her to try and find out?
I hope so. I mean, it's either. I don't think again, I don't think they're going to bring that into the Mandalorian. If they do pull that in with Prawn, or all that. Do hope. I hope, but I think it'll probably be in Ahsoka, or maybe no, because Andor seems like it's they're doing like a spy thriller. I don't think they're going to. Part of me wants to say.
Like a Rebels era, someone from the Ghost crew helps them out.
Right. Or like you get like a crossover in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I part of me thinks that because of the nature of it, that they might keep Andor maybe its own spy thriller type of feel. But Ahsoka, I can definitely see them doing a crossover. I
kind of like the idea, though, of you looking through every single show that's coming up through the lens of how can there be a Rebels tie-in in this one.
It's not like that. Like I'm gonna enjoy other content.
I want you to do that.
You want me to own that?
All right. Like the Acolyte, of course, no one was around by then.
Wait.
But wait a second. When was the Ghost built? The ship they fly? Maybe that's her ship. Okay, I'm excited for the Acolyte now.
Acolyte. It's Acolyte.
It's Acolyte.
And then as soon as I watch through it and there's no trace of Rebels, like, no, hate that show.
Yeah, it's worst show ever. Let's see what somebody. Rick said, "You know it."
You know it
about his returning as Cassian Andor.
You have to reprise your role.
And for people that might not know, I'm going to do another mic check one more time.
Anniversary for Star Wars Bounty Hunter. We could do that for the next episode. No, like the video game, The Bounty Hunter. I think it came out in 2002. No, like that there's more bounty hunters than just the Mandalorian. Anniversary for Star Wars Bounty Hunter. We could do that for the next episode. No, like the video game, The Bounty Hunter. I think it came out in 2002. No, like you know that there's more bounty hunters than just the Mandalorian. Anniversary for Star Wars Bounty Hunter. We could do that for the next episode. No, like the video game, The Bounty Hunter. I think it came out in 2002. No, like you know that there's more bounty hunters than just the Mandalorian.
Okay, guys, we're back.
Can you hear us?
So in the chat, let us know, can you hear us? Can you see us? Is there anything else that's going absolutely wrong? Can you hear and see us?
Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Let us know in the chat if everything is working out. We did a complete mic switch. Had to change over all the different audio stuff. You can see and you can hear us. Okay, perfect.
Or you can't see and you can hear us. Just totally.
It's good picture-wise on mine. Okay, there we go. Whoa. What we were like a pit crew.
Right.
We just switched a bunch of cables out, a mic stand over. This came in. We did audio tests.
That could be. You can't see me.
Trevor, you can't see me. We got Siren saying yes. We got Deadeye. We got everybody. Okay.
Cool.
All right. And
That
we
would've
have
been
your
a
mom saying yes as well.
Woo, thanks, Mom.
Oh, my goodness.
That would have been a whole show in itself of just watching us for those 2 minutes or however long. Work on all that. Getting a new mic in.
So let's take a quick breather because we just ran all around the place to make this happen by making a big announcement, because I didn't want to bring this up on the show too early, but apparently it's a great time to say it. We just bought a soundboard, mics, cables, and everything we need to have a whole audio station put together for this. And hopefully this will never happen again.
Yeah, it'll be ready. Fingers crossed by next week, by next show. Boop, boop. So this is the last show with this. This mess.
Oh, Lordy. Okay.
We almost dodged it.
We but hey, if there was any way for us to say, yes, we definitely made the right choice by buying that stuff, this is the way.
This is the way.
So while we take another little bit of a breather, let's just talk about merch really quick. If you want to help us pay for all this equipment we are replacing, go to TeePublic. We have a link tree on our Instagram, link in the bio there. So go ahead, go over there, follow that. Y'all good?
Just staring at the mic.
The mic that we had to shove. But go to the link tree. You can buy a bunch of merch there. We have stickers. You've been seeing me drink from this mug that I like things to get cold in. Logan from the mug, he likes to have things not get cold in. And also a shirt that Logan's rocking right now.
I'm rocking a shirt?
Show that thing off.
Look at I'll just stand up slowly. Like fall off my chair.
Ooh. Just standing up very slowly. Ooh, look at that.
Dance moves? Want me to dance?
How is it though? Do you like the shirt?
Yeah, it's great.
Is
Nice
it
and
soft?
comfy. It's soft.
Is it soft?
It's a nice little baseball tee.
Yeah, fashionable, and also helps out some struggling creators.
Struggling currently with our words.
With our
and
words,
our
with
audio.
our tech, with our emotions. Okay.
Oh,
Let's just no transition necessary. Moving on to the final story of the day.
all bets are off at this point.
All right. Star Wars star Daisy Ridley shared what she did as Rise of Skywalker filming, and this is from Dev.com. So this is what they said. Star Wars sequel trilogy star Daisy Ridley revealed in a new interview with People magazine what she did after Skywalker finished. Dash, she cried. I love they just get straight to the point over there. When the Rise of Skywalker, I wept all, she told People magazine. I felt like I was going up a vein because I wept so much. Obviously, not to say that it was like grieving something I'll always have, and we're all bonded by this incredible thing, talking about Star Wars. So in that sense, you remember seeing that picture of the cast being Poe, Finn, and Rey, John, Oscar, and Daisy hugging. They posted it before the movie came out, but it was the last day of shooting, and the three of them were. Man, that hit my feels big time, because the thing is, I remember them becoming three. Right. I remember The Force Awakens coming out and announcing who be these, actors, and figuring out, who will that person be? Seeing them merch and all that type of stuff, post stuff out now, and all these things. So it's like they so new, and then they post this picture of them hugging, and it's like last day of shooting, and it's just like, but no, they're new, right. They're the new guys, right? It's like, no, they're done, and it, like, even now it still feels weird that they're done, right. Like, wait a second, no. You guys just got here, though, right?
Anytime doing a show like that it's always bittersweet. I've never worked on a Star Wars movie or film, rather, but I doing theater shows, you're with that same cast. Again, no, I've never worked in a long-running show for a year even, but you're with them for months and months, and I'm sure with filming is the same, months on end of seeing the same people, getting used to it, and then, but it's also work. You know what I mean? So there is a bit of relief, I'm sure, once she's done filming. It's like, okay, you take a little break, you get a little breather, but, you know what I mean? It's over. I don't get to see those people every day.
Well, something that probably seems interesting, like you were saying with that, is that time you spend apart too, right? Like, they made 3 movies together, so you do all this stuff, you do all the press junkets together, you do all these things together, and then you leave for months at a time, and then you come back and do it all over again, and then all over again, you know. So it that probably is kind of hard, ups and downs.
Because in between films, I'm going away, but we're coming back for the next movie. You know what I mean? Oh, we're going to come back, and the last one is like,
we're not coming back. We're dead.
Yeah,
we all die.
It's Rogue One.
we all die. That's when they figure out their mortality.
Right. Like, not even their characters.
No, just them as people. Ridley seemed to realize it was the end of an era for her time in the Star Wars universe. She told IGN recently that the future of Star Wars likely doesn't include Rey, which I find interesting. I think for me, the beauty of Episode 9 is that it all ends with such hope and such potential, Ridley told IGN. I just feel like that was Rey's perfect ending. The big battle was in Episode 7, 8, and 9. I think really she's probably running around the forest somewhere having a great time. I feel totally satisfied with how the story finished. So, I don't know how I foresee that being the case, that she will actually not be able to come back, but Rey won't come back.
Right. I always felt like that was the whole point of leaving it a bit open-ended at the end, right?
Right.
Possibly for her to return?
Possibly. Okay. Sorry, we're just making sure that the sound is still going well. We're trying to crowd this microphone, and we're trying to make everything work.
Just getting closer and closer.
Ridley recently told Tatler magazine that she has tried to perfect her personal life now that Star Wars is over. What I do now is that when I signed on to Star Wars, there was nothing in my contract that said your life will be talked about, she told Tatler. It got to the point where I realized so much of my life was out there.
Right.
People knew my mom's name, my dad's name, what my sisters do for a living. And I thought it would be nice to have something that's for me that isn't for everybody else. I just thought I would keep that separate. So that's really, I'm hoping she's able to do that.
Well, also that's a bit of like what I was saying before with the Kenobi series. You know, when you're working on projects this large, with so many eyes on you and so many people like that excited for it, I'm sure they're doing so much digging. Oh, Daisy Ridley, you know, what's her sister do? What's this? And it's like, you know, I'm sure that can be tough when you make it to that level of like your life not really private anymore.
Right.
You know, it's pretty public.
Well, something I remember back in the day was when they announced who these people were going to be, and I followed a bunch of them on Instagram early on. And literally like having a couple thousand followers.
Right.
And John Boyega just got an Instagram for being cast. And one of his earliest posts was him walking through the supermarket, just being like, hey, I'm out at the supermarket. Like, obviously, like, I don't really know what to do. I guess I just do this now.
Right.
And
this is me at the supermarket.
Right.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Exactly. I don't know what to do. And, because I knew that they were just going to be shot off into a rocket ship.
Right.
They already had been.
Right.
They were put into Star Wars, and the eyes of the world were put right on them.
Right.
And now I don't know if this is putting you on the spot again, but did you ever see anything with Oscar Isaac? Because at least Oscar Isaac, who played Poe, had a little bit more ability to know what was coming, because he had been in a bunch of movies before that. And I would say same with Adam Driver. Adam Driver at least knew what it was like to be in some kind of major productions.
Right. Before just being kind of thrown into the spotlight. No, I haven't seen anything. I didn't see anything on Oscar Isaac before The Force Awakens at all, actually. But I also haven't, wasn't really digging. I don't know.
You weren't really digging. You weren't really trying to find what her sister was doing.
No, I mean, you know what I mean? Even when celebrities are involved in projects like that, I like digging, obviously, like we do for the show, about the project.
Yes.
I like digging about what's going on, what
and maybe
could potentially be in there.
For a performer, what they've done, like you were looking up different directors and what they did, you know what I mean? So there is a part of that I think kind of translates into what we try and do, is talk more so about the Star Wars part of Star Wars and less about all the other things that don't really
people's families.
Right, people's families and what really associates with that. I just want to throw the question out there. Do you think Rey will return in Star Wars? The answer that I have is yes, I think so. I don't know when, and I don't know if she'll get like the Mark Hamill type of deal where he was Luke all these years back in the 70s and 80s, and then it's like
big break.
Hey, we're going to bring you back.
Right.
All these decades later. I've talked about it before, but if you guys didn't know, George is weird. That's not my point. But George is weird, just how he words things sometimes. And Mark has talked about before that he had a discussion with George. And very early on in Star Wars, George asked him if he would return later for later movies to like pass down, as they called it, Excalibur, being the new lightsaber and everything.
Right.
And Mark was like, sure, for sure. Like, yeah, I definitely want to do that. When do you think that'll be? And George said, around probably 2011.
Right.
But that's what I mean. He's weird. He thinks like that. And he was not that far off.
Close.
4 years, 4 years off from those movies being made. But that's the thing. Like, just 2011 probably.
What do you think for Mark Hamill when he heard that? It's probably just like, okay, it's not happening.
That's not happening. Then it does happen.
Yeah, he's like,
this
wow,
is weird.
I'm actually coming back, which I'm sure is similar to what Daisy Ridley. She says she probably, I don't know what the exact quote was, but she doesn't see herself returning, or the character rather, Rey returning. I think now that's pretty accurate for
Yeah.
even in the next 5-6 years. But I think, as they do things in the future, she's definitely a character that they would bring back for exactly something like that.
Well, she needs to pass down, Star Wars and all that, and the Excalibur to
the next.
Grogu.
Right, yeah.
For his trilogy.
Right.
I mean, for real.
But be the next big one. Oh, Grogu.
So let's go to Trevor in chat. I asked that question. Do you think Rey will return in Star Wars? If Daisy Ridley becomes the next Mark Hamill, that means she'll be one heck of a voice actress. That's a good point, actually. Right. I really like that. I think Mark kept himself way more alive than a lot of other actors and performers because he did so much voice work.
For a while, I don't even think I didn't for a couple of years know what he was even doing with, everything with
that he's the Joker, that he's Fire Lord Ozai.
Right.
He did a bunch of stuff in Star Wars too. Even in The Rise of Skywalker, he was a side, a character that had a couple lines that I won't say. It'll be an Easter egg if you don't know. Watch it back, see if you can tell. I
feel like that's a cool thing about voice acting. You can fly a little bit more under the radar. You're not the face of it.
Yeah, and also it's money for old rope.
Right.
You talk once into a microphone and then you're done, basically.
You can show up in your jammies.
Yeah. Let's go over to Rick. He says, Rey will be back. There's no way they leave that much money on the table. She's basically the hero face of the movie side of the franchise now. I tend to agree.
I agree with that.
If we think of anything about Disney is they like to make money.
They love the money.
And in order to make money, you have to spend money. So if it's going to take money to bring Daisy back, which I don't think that's what this kind of is, but still, like, hey, would you come back to be Rey in 15 years or whatever? It's like, oh, I don't really know. Would you do it for $1 million? Sure.
Yeah, probably at that point.
Siren says that she would love to see Daisy do more. Me too.
Yeah.
She's a fantastic performer.
Yeah.
I just remember watching Force Awakens, which is one of my favorite Star Wars movies, and the interrogation scene and Kylo probing her mind, and she just immediately sheds a tear. I was like, oh my gosh, get out of here.
I could be spreading false news here, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the audition scenes.
I believe so as well.
I think I heard that somewhere. Her and Adam Driver together, that's incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever you feel about the sequel movies, watching them act apart from each other, incredible.
And then Rick wanted to say that Daisy owes him money too. I do want to go to Dale because he's been alive in the chat. He says, I'm not really attached to Rey coming back. It would definitely make sense. There are hopes Ben will come back even as a Force ghost, kind of like you were saying. They worked really well together back and forth.
I would love to see him back as a Force ghost.
Yeah, especially as haunting Rey. I mean, he gave his life force to save her. Right. So hey, I'm here. Oh, yeah, Ben's here too.
When I think of haunting, I just think he's just doing just little minute,
like cats type stuff, knocking
her coffee over,
right? Now I see them
throwing her out of hyperspeed.
I see them making a clay lightsaber together, and he's behind there making it together. You know what I mean? Or am I thinking of Ghost? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So normally we're about to bring up a brand new feature for the show, kind of a closing thing, but because of how crazy this stream has been, I think we're going to cut it a little bit short, possibly leaving a lot of stuff to the post show, and then maybe doing some pickup recordings for the audio podcast. So we might want to jump over to do that soon, but thank you for everybody for commenting, helping us out, letting us know that there was tech issues going on.
Super appreciate it.
And hopefully that appreciation gets transferred over to you, because maybe one of those comments wins you that art from Acme Archives Direct.
There you go.
So thank you to them for providing the art. I need some positivity after all that in my life. Let's take a look at Kevin Toft again. There he is. Look at that guy.
Just hold it.
Oh, and we need to bring this up at some point too. Sorry, Logan.
Yeah.
Logan brought that picture, but
I just think that's a cool picture.
Yeah,
it's not really important.
It was a good time. Like we were talking about, thank you guys so much. Next week, and this is kind of, I'm promising at this point because of how kind of crazy that all was. We ordered 3 new mics. We ordered a soundboard. We got all the cables. We have everything, and it should be coming on Monday.
Right.
So if it does come on Monday, then we can test it out all week, make sure that everything is clear, so something like this does not happen again. And we appreciate everybody kind of rolling with the punches there. We literally are just rocking a USB microphone into a laptop. And that's all we got going when
Nothing
it comes to that.
doing it on the fly.
Right. So, yeah, we went from one USB microphone to a different USB microphone. But this will be a whole soundboard. We'll have 2 different mics, so it'll be a lot clearer right next to our mouths and everything. And possibly too, we should, keep checking our audio, making sure everything's all good on that end as well. But like I said, thank you guys so much. Patrons, you'll be getting a post show where we can kind of talk about all of this stuff, and also the audio listeners, I will try and put something together that will make this a little bit more smoother and a little bit better for you guys to listen to. So thank you guys so much.
Thanks for sticking around.
Thanks for sticking around. We appreciate it. And Logan, do you have anything else for the people before we head out?
Oh, who knows? Maybe I'll teach some Huddies.
Really?
I don't know.
You've been learning Huddies?
A little bit. It's a little, all the translations are a little different, but maybe I'll do, all right, yeah, we'll do what's bargain or price.
Yeah.
I've seen it both ways, but it's Chikopa.
Chikopa. Okay, bargain.
Or price.
Is that all it is? Just
that's all it is.
Well, if you want to Chikopa, you can go over to TeePublic and get some of the merch, baby.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you so much, guys. We're going to go take a nap.